Feed Dump. It's like almost 3/4 of the way through January 2018, and so far no future inventions have magically appeared. So this week, we're all future inventions that should be here by now, damn it. I'm personal jetpacks, because I would love to start being able to do jetpack self-injury stories on Feed Dump. Joining me this week is instant food pills.
Basically, I want to never have to cook again. Just pour some water, make the food appear. Or I want to eat like 17 of them at once. And then I explode into viscera.
And automatically tailoring clothing.
We sort of have this now, but I want it without all the zippers.
A UK man had to pay mechanics £168 to remove acorns from his car. He parked it under an oak tree at his girlfriend's dad's place while they went away to Thailand for a month, and when he came back, the glove box was full of acorns, his gear box was full of acorns, and they were just stashed all around like the actual like interior, like the mechanical working parts of the car. The car is now fine, but that's a lot of acorns. Like, he opened up the glove box and acorns fell out. And he was like, how did this happen? Squirrels.
That's nuts.
So clearly what was happening is the squirrels were planning on stealing the car and going on a really long road trip. And so they had stuffed it full of acorns as provisions for their trip.
That doesn't sound like it's a very healthy thing. Like, when you go on a road trip, you bring along all sorts of snacks like beef jerky and corn chips and Gatorade. You know, all the natural food groups.
Also, he did have to take it to the mechanic because the car didn't work. So the road trip plan might not have been a great idea. But to be fair, it was a plan that squirrels came up with.
The fuck did you just say?
Ben, I thought you hated squirrels.
I do. This is actual squirrel skin made from like 5 different squirrels.
1, I don't believe you. 2, Paul, where would squirrels even go on a road trip?
A big fluffy tail symposium? NutCon, maybe?
A disgusting rodent rally?
Wow, Ben, tell me more about how you really feel.
Okay, here's the thing. I know I'm a weirdo because I hate a lot of the cute things. I don't like squirrels. I don't like...
Who likes cute J-pop bands?
Me.
Who likes cryptocurrencies? Well, if you like both, and I'm sure somebody out there is, Japan's newest group, Kasosuka Shoujo, whose 8 members each represent a different cryptocurrency. That's right, it's a cryptocurrency adorable girl group.
This actually makes a lot of sense because the J-pop and the K-pop market is actually very similar to mining for Bitcoins because they're both constantly going all the time and putting out new things, but never really contributing to society all that much.
I like that they're just coming straight out and saying, yes, you can buy and sell our stars.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I know I just said that I really enjoy J-pop and then said that that doesn't contribute anything to society, but basically what I'm saying is there's a number of human rights violations that go on within this sort of environment, and not to bring anything down, but it's really scary.
I mean, Feed Dump is supposed to be lighthearted, but Ben's not wrong about these girl groups are kind of run skeezily. But back to the subject at hand. The group, whose name translates to the Virtual Currency Girls, want to educate the public about cryptocurrencies. And each girl in the group represents a different cryptocurrency, such as Bitcoin, the only one we can all name, Ethereum, or Ripple, which are apparently 2 other cryptocurrencies, and also 5 more, which aren't in the article, and I have no clue what they could be. I hope one of them is Dogecoin, but I doubt it. They're also like dressed up as French maids, which I think has less to do with cryptocurrencies and more to do with like people like seeing hot girls in French maid outfits.
So I know whenever they make these groups, there's always one girl who is like clearly the leader of the whole troop, and they are not beating around the bush by being like, Bitcoin, and the others you can't even name.
Now, Kathleen, I think you're actually wrong about the French maid outfits. It's common knowledge that all Bitcoin mining has to be done wearing French maid outfits.
Oh, so that's why the computers run so hot.
Yeah, there's these big mining conglomerates in China that go through literally tons of French maid outfits every week. They just burn them up.
Well, I mean, technically that's more renewable than fossil fuels.
Wait, where do you think French maid outfits come from?
Well, clothes come from sheep or other sort of animals, and you can build a sheep, but you can't build a dinosaur and then crush the dinosaur and make fossil fuels again. But sheep are a renewable resource. I played Catan.
I think you're right, but in a really stupid way.
That's my brand, baby.
A British butcher who became locked in his own walk-in freezer escaped certain doom by using a large frozen blood sausage as a battering ram.
Kathleen, I thought you said we weren't ever going to do porn on this show.
Okay, one, I didn't say I would never cover porn. I just said I wanted the story to be not just about the porn. So if there is some sort of like lubricant tsunami that swept through like a filming studio, but nobody was harmed, I would absolutely cover that on Feed Dump. But normally it's just like, look at these dicks. And two, none of this has anything to do with porn.
No, I'm pretty sure this showed up on one of my browser search recently. I mean, never at all, because I'm not a porn-watching individual. Wait, no. What am I saying? Of course I watch porn. I'm a fucking adult.
It was lucky for him that he was a butcher and dealing with like big chunks of meat and big chunks of sausage and stuff that he would then prepare out for people. If it was like at McDonald's, you know, you have like a whole bunch of chicken nuggets, it's going to be really hard to batter down the door with.
Are you kidding me? If I was trapped inside there with like 60,000 chicken nuggets, I would die inside of there. Full of 60,000 chicken nuggets.
They're frozen chicken nuggets.
Yeah, you warm them up with your body heat or some shit. I don't know. They're still delicious.
If your body heat can deep fry chicken nuggets, maybe you are safer in the freezer.
Paul, if my body heat can deep fry things, I would just melt my way out of the freezer. Think.
So our butcher, who became trapped in a freezer, which was set to minus 20 degrees Celsius, by the way, so incredibly cold, did not have some sort of like deep frying power. So he was trying to get out, and there's an emergency release button. But it was so cold in the freezer that the button had jammed shut and he couldn't press it. So he just picked up this huge log of blood sausage, technically black pudding, which is a type of blood sausage, and just used it to batter the button until it opened.
I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed that he was just using the blood sausage to push the button that got stuck. I was visualizing that this was a blood sausage the size of like a tree trunk, and he actually like used it as a battering ram to knock the door down. Things are never as good as you imagine.
Yeah, much like black pudding once you finally get a chance to eat it.
Black pudding doesn't sound good. It's just a pile of congealed blood.
Black pudding is not just congealed blood. It's onions, pork fat, oatmeal, and pig's blood. So there's many ingredients. All of which are kind of gross, though. Well, actually, I like onions. Let's not lump onions with that pile.
Yeah, so step the fuck off, Denny's, because black pudding's got your number.
So this guy was a butcher, right? So did the blood sausage then get like sold as meat in the store? Did it have like a special signs like buy a chunk of the life-saving blood sausage?
If it were me, I would hang it over my mantelpiece and tell my children and my children's children about how they wouldn't be here without my giant sausage.
And on that bombshell, it's time to call this episode to a close. But remember, there may be better sources of news, but they don't have Paul and Ben, and they don't have this hat. Whoa, which actually fits me pretty well. I was expecting this to just kind of go thump and like completely cover my eyes, but it's a good hat. It's protecting me from the glare of the studio lights. Suddenly I understand the cowboy's lifestyle. Yes, let's go rustle some steer and hog tie a hog. I don't know what cowboys do. I think they search for Curly's gold.
I do. I'm dying in here.
Now I just want to watch you go into the taxidermist and be like, I would like you to stuff and mount this sausage.
Okay, here's the thing. I know I'm a weirdo because I hate a lot of the cute things. I don't like squirrels, I don't like birds and whatnot, but I like bears and gigantic big scary animals. And that's because the gigantic big scary animals you can see coming. If you're going to die to a big gigantic scary animal, you know exactly how it's gonna happen. Squirrels are crafty. They could claw your eyes out. They could run up your pants and chomp on your ghibli bits. You don't know what they're gonna do. And not to mention, they hide their food. They gotta be like the worst roommates in the world. Fuck squirrels.